Okay, so for those of you who are stuck in the love triangle, I feel like there's going to be a choice of some kind. And I feel like the choice is going to be between two or more people. I feel like a lot of you Virgos are dealing with an air sign. So that's a Libra, Gemini, or an Aquarius. And then I also have energies of an earth sign, which you guys are an earth sign as well. So I feel like some of you guys might even be dealing with an earth sign, which and also I see a fire sign. So you guys can be, there are going to be energies as well of a fire sign. Just keep in mind that when we say, energies of a fire sign or Aquarius, Scorpio, Cancer, it doesn't necessarily mean that it has to be a particular person. Sometimes the energies come out because it's a such certain situation, how you need to behave in the situation. So yeah. But the biggest message for you guys for the month of June is there's a situation where you guys are going to have to make a decision, okay? I feel like what's going to happen is that possibly maybe somebody from the past could return, or you might be dealing with somebody and then a new person comes. And I kind of feel like as you see this card right here, you see this guy here? He is holding on to these two. So I feel like this is you, this is the person you're dating, and then somebody's just going to come out of the blue and be like, hey, I'm here. So it's gonna be like a situation where you're gonna be torn between the two people, and you're not gonna go. I feel like my biggest message here is that you will be successful regardless, but I feel like it's a weight that's on your shoulders, and you're dealing with both parties. Okay. Now another situation too is it's kind of like in the past, I feel like there was lies, there was betrayal, there was slander. I feel like a lot of you Virgos have dealt with past situations that really hurt you to your core. I kind of feel like it was a dark time and it left you to kind of like pick up the wounds and kind of like pick yourself up off the floor. You know what I mean? And start fresh. Another thing I do want to say is that for that choice that needs to be made, I feel like you guys need to really just sit back and really think about what is it that you want, really contemplate it. I feel like I want to tell you with the person that you're dealing with before that other person came along, I feel like that person, it was a very difficult time, the person that you're with, that you were first dealing with. I feel like it was a lot of difficulties with them, a lot of turbulence with them. And then the new person that's entered, I feel like it's kind of one of those scenarios where it's like they're faithful, they're honest. They're kind of like, you might feel like maybe they're, the one for you. They treat you different. I feel like there's an opposite. What's different, the reason why you're attracted to both of them is because one is different than the other. One of them is like night and the other one is like day, I feel like. And you're torn between the two, and I feel like you need to really contemplate it and really think about it if you haven't already. Because I feel like a lot of you guys are really thinking like, should I go with this one? Should I go with that one? Kind of like back and forth. I do see as well that for those of you who are dealing with two or more people, I feel like you're bringing a difficulty upon oneself. So just keep in mind that all our actions have consequences, and that if somebody eventually finds out, it's not going to end as you think it's going to end. It's going to be a struggle before it's actually going to get better. Okay. So I'm going to take out some clarity cards to see what it is I can tell you guys about. So justice is going to be made. So as you see, the justice card fell out. So that is also a Libra sign. So that's the air sign possibly that I see, because I see an air sign. I feel like a lot of you Virgos are dealing with air signs. Yeah, so for that third party interference, I feel like it's one of those situations where you're going to pick one and you're going to just run away and you're not going to look back. It's going to be one of those situations where one day you're going to wake up and you're going to say, I don't want to be with them anymore. And you're going to just walk away from the situation. It's going to restore communication, harmony. So like I said, the other person that third party interference that you're dealing with, I feel like what's going to happen is that it's bringing you hope. It's restoring your communication. It's bringing you like alive. It's making you feel alive again. But at the same time, just keep in mind that you might run away and run with that person's heart. And it's kind of like one of those situations where you're going to leave that person for the other person, but then you're going to end up returning to tell them that you're sorry because you didn't think things through. Okay, so just keep in mind that all our consequences have actions, and then all our actions have consequences. I'm sorry, guys. It's really late. And that you can't just make a decision and walk away from somebody and expect to come back and they're going to just take you with open arms. Okay? I feel like another thing too, possibly somebody from the past, for those of you Virgos who are dealing with somebody from the past, somebody that might have hurt you or wronged you at some point, I feel like they might return and it's going to restore harmony. Possibly they might say, hey, you know what? This didn't work out the right way. I shouldn't have did what I did. I shouldn't have just walked away overnight. This is your justice card. So you are going to have justice. So for the person that walks away from you from the past, they're going to come back and you're going to have that chance to tell them how you feel, what they did wrong. They're going to want they're going to want to say they're sorry. They're going to want to right their wrongs, but at the same time, I feel like you're going to be more focused on trying to state your point and trying to tell them like, hey, look, you did this, you did that. Like, how could you expect to just come back and for me to, take you back? Although I feel like it will restore hope to you, I really feel like you guys are going to have to sit back and really think about it, because if this is the person that you want to come back to, you are going to have that opportunity to tell them how you feel. But at the same time, it's like they walked away from you, and all our actions have consequences. I feel like you really need to think about it before you even think about getting back in a relationship with them, because I still feel like if they can walk away from you, it will eventually happen again. I'm going to just pull out 3 clarity cards for the Knight of Pentacles and then the Page of Swords. So possibly one of them is a business person, and the other one it can possibly be old in body but young at heart. They might have characteristics like a kid. They might act like a kid. The way that they carry themselves and how they act and their persona is kiddish like. Okay, and it's funny because for the Page of Swords, you also got a Knight of Swords that came up on top. Okay, so what I want to say here is that I feel like with this Page of Swords, that air sign, I feel like that air sign was a type of person that was very, very, very harsh. They were very, I feel like this one is like, it's telling me like this one was very harsh. They kind of got up and ran away. They're fast thinkers. They don't think about their actions. They just keep moving. Possibly if those of you Virgos were very nice to them, we possibly gave them things, bought them things in moderation. They possibly had some type of addiction with some type of substances or whatever. They're very arrogant. They only care about themselves. It's kind of like they're very stubborn. They're as quick as they come, that's how quick they go. I don't see this air sign being this person being very stable. I feel like they're always back and forth. They're not really honest. I feel like this one more so is more of a person that I kind of feel like you're so overworked with them, and so some of you guys are even tired of dealing with their bullshit, because I feel like they lie a lot. They're not completely honest with you. There's a lot of situations, a lot of energies, negative energy with them. And they're kind of like their way of the highway. They're very manipulative. I feel like you're not really looking at the situation clearly. There you go. You got another Knight. It's funny because it's all Knights. Like, it's a very strong air energy. This Page of Swords with for me is usually like swift movement, and then this one is like answer to questions or any problems. I feel like a message is coming of some kind. Possibly there might be some type of invitation or some kind, so that one of the persons that you're dealing with might invite you to a place or something, or a gathering or something. I feel like maybe you might even see them at a gathering or at a mall or something where there's people from out of town are coming. Okay. So I feel like that reconciliation energy is stepping in again. As I was shuffling, this came out. So there was some type of separation. I feel like a lot of you Virgos might be dealing with some type of separation of some kind. It could have been due to a third party interference again. 3 people could have been in that relationship. That's why there was an ending. Yeah, so somebody from the past is going to return, okay? So somebody from the past is going to return. I feel like you really need to figure out what it is that you want, okay? If there's something that you want, it's really about manifestation. So when I see the Magician, it's about manifestation and manifesting what it is that you want. So I feel like you can have that, but you need to make sure that this person that you guys want to return, that this is what you want, because I feel like their movement is swift and they're not changing. So if you're looking for more of a commitment and you want them to be with you and honest, you're gonna have the opportunity to tell them how you feel. But really, really, really think about it. I would really, really think about it very well, because they're not what you think they are. And then for the people who are single, I feel like there's possibly a new love coming your way in the summertime. Summer doesn't start till the end of June, and then it doesn't finish until